Alright. We're going to pull this radiator out today because we need to we're going to run a slip together floor underneath it. And we need to get behind it and refinish the wall. So let's first, we'll shut off the boiler. Shut off the water supply. You want to do that after the backflow preventer, so we don't have we don't want to engage the backflow. Hook up the hose and start draining the boiler. So with this radiator, when you run a slip together floor around it, it just doesn't look good. So we're going to pull it out, do everything we need to do, and put it back in a day's time. The next thing we're going to do is go up into the second floor where the radiator's at, and we'll bleed this radiator out. Now you can hear that. You know that you're draining when you hear all that. So whistle. Okay, so after a reasonable amount of time, now we think this radiator is drained, we'll go ahead and loosen it up. Now you can see here, I cannot figure out how to tighten or loosen anything. So these unions, they were not very tight. So I didn't have to back up the other pipe to loosen them. But I'll loosen them, and then by hand I'll unscrew them. This radiator here isn't very old as far as radiators go. So it's 50 years of a radiator, and things aren't that bad. When you deal with the real old ones, that's where you can get into a lot of problems with breaking the pipes loose and having threads come apart. Same thing on this one. I didn't back it up because it just wasn't tight. They came apart pretty easily. So I'll get this loosened up. And then I'll loosen it by hand once I get it loosened up. This is the valve side. The other side is the return. And you can't just shut this valve off. In fact, I don't recommend touching those valves. It's bad news all around when they don't work right, because they don't get used very often. They freeze up, and when you break the internals, you're beat. Especially if you break them in the closed position. Okay, so it's loose. I'm going to pull one end nut and then pull the other end nut. And we'll have our radiator out of the way. I was lucky that I could slide this on the floor and slide it out of the way. But you can see behind that we have to get behind there and finish that wall. There was no way to get behind there and finish that with the radiator there and put the floor in. So there it is, our radiator is out, and we can do that, finish the floor, finish the wall, and then we'll reinstall that.